I'm Maria Gracia, owner of GetOrganizedNow.com. I have been a busy bee this week, not necessarily with work, but with kind of fun stuff. My daughter's school is hosting a mother-daughter brunch this weekend, and I am in charge of that brunch. There were a lot of different projects that had to be done to make it all come together. One of the projects that needed to be done was we needed to make centerpieces for the tables, and we needed 40 of them. So what I did was I figured, well, I need to come up with some ideas, and I looked through a couple of magazines and I looked on the internet, and I didn't necessarily get an idea for what I was going to make, but I found these really neat crafty paint cans. You know, they kind of look and feel like paint cans. This is plastic on the outside, they're see-through, and they have the cover. So anyway, I was like, well, what am I going to do with this paint can? What I did was I called up my friend Jane. She's a pretty creative person. We scrapbook together all the time. And I figured, well, you know, if Jane's here, you know, we can definitely brainstorm and come up with some ideas. So that's definitely a tip for you. If you're trying to think of something, don't just sit there and sweat it out by yourself. Invite a friend or two over and get a lot of ideas. And eventually, you know, one of you will come up with something. So we had this paint can, and Jane came up with the idea of putting some colorful paper on the inside of them, and maybe putting some die cuts on the outside. And you know, we were going through some of our crafting supplies, and then all of a sudden we took the top and we kind of tilted it up, and lo and behold, it looked like a lady, which was so fun because our theme for the brunch is sugar and spice and all that's nice. So we came up with the idea of making 40 centerpieces that looked like little ladies using these paint cans, and filling them with baking goods which would follow the sugar and spice theme that we had come up with. So that's what Jane and I did together. We were so proud of ourselves, and we put all our supplies together, and what we ended up coming up with was this little lady. And basically it's the paint can underneath. There is colored paper on the inside. There is a little skirt. We took some fabric and we sewed it up on our sewing machines, and we tied this little ribbon around it, and we tilted up the head to look like a face, and then we put a big feather on the top. And then we kind of stuffed it with some Easter grass, and in this particular one we put some sprinkles and some vanilla extract, and we made all of them slightly different. We have some that are in purple, we have others that are in white, so a whole bunch of different ones, and they're so fun, and I can't wait to see how they're going to look on the tables, and I'm sure people are going to be talking about that. So anyway, we had to put 40 of these together, and Jane and I looked at each other and we were like, we're not going to do this by ourselves. So what did we do? We got on the phone, we called my friend Lorraine, and we called Kelly, and we got together in my basement. And Lorraine brought a bottle of wine, and Jane brought some hummus and crackers, and I had a batch of cookies, and you know, Kelly brought some chips, and we all got together and we kind of worked assembly line style at my table in the basement. So it was so fun. We had, you know, one person putting in the paper, we had another person putting on the ribbon, another attaching the feathers, and it only took, I think, about maybe an hour and a half, and even after we were all done, which was a big celebration, we stayed down here for like another hour and a half just hanging out and talking, and it was a wonderful evening. So what is the point of all this? First of all, when something has to be done, it doesn't necessarily have to be a boring, overwhelming type of project. Try to make it a fun project, and you can usually do that by inviting your friends over, and a bottle of wine doesn't hurt either. And the second point of this is that when you have a large project to do, it's so much easier if you decide not to do it yourself. Make it a team effort. Whether it's, you know, putting a craft together, or you know, assembling, you know, a cabinet, or painting a house, whatever you have to do, when it's a team effort, and especially if it involves some of your good friends, it makes it so much more fun. You know, when projects come along like this, not only do you have the benefit of getting the project done, but you also have that benefit of socializing with your good friends, you know, catching up on each other's lives, and just having fun together. I hope this video helps you get your next project together quickly, easily, and I hope you have a blast doing it. I'm Maria Gracia, owner of GetOrganizedNow.com, and remember, there's no better time to get organized than to get organized now.